Connected.
I'm SJ.
I'm AJ.
And we the Connected Experience. Hey, bro, what's the Connected Experience?
The Connected Experience, where we take two individuals from the same walk of life who went down different paths. We put them in the same room. We connect them in hopes that they do business together and their business grow as a result of that. But y'all know how we've been coming. Lately, we just been coming so different. So we had some big interviews. We interviewed Suge Knight Jr. or Suge Jacob Knight.
Yeah.
We had Eshawn. Who else we had?
We got a Filthy Rockwell, man.
Yeah, we got Filthy Rockwell, but that's so fucking nuts that we gonna do that again.
We gonna do Filthy again.
We was on Crazy Bone show.
We did Chef Max.
Chef Max, he do big in the city. He really like top chef in the world, bro.
Yeah, he be on the go. He be on the go.
So what we've been doing, we do that. So what we also do is we've been interviewing some people who like really kings of their craft and the best at what they do. So that's gonna be the same angle we coming from today. You got a book pick of the week or a term you need to know?
Yeah, I got a term you need to know. The term you need to know that I got is artist and repertoire. That's A&R. A lot of people hear everybody say A&R, A&R. They don't even know that stands for artist and repertoire.
So what do that mean?
And that's a division of the record label, and that's or a publishing company that they go out and find the talent and they nurture the talent. Then they supposed to present the talent to the world.
Right.
So the A&R game been like mad slow. You know
Remember
what I'm saying?
you sent that letter to Who Banging and it was gonna be an A&R?
Yeah.
That was fucking nuts, but this shit folded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back 10, we gonna have to have you on too. But so I got a book pick of the week.
What's your book pick of the week?
Episode? It's the CEO Manual by JT the Bigger Figure. Now I got that book a long time ago and it's super old, but it's still relevant. So back when I got it, it was about how to put your music and own your music and get your music in stores. You can do that same thing today and take those same principles from that book and use it with the content, because he heavy on the content. A lot of people don't know he got Trapflix, which was like the hood version of Netflix. People got catalogs on there. So I see that he still used those same principles. If you don't know who JT the Bigger Figure is, he a legend, not just in the Bay, but he helped home Master P musical skills as far as the business is concerned. He said P came around him and P was older and he was a kid, but P was soaking up the game. He the one told P to put the album covers of what's coming next in your album that's out now. So just check out the CEO Manual. I don't even know if it's still available, but JT always got something popping. So who is our special guest today?
Well, today we got some special guests. Y'all probably heard of these people. I'm sure y'all have. Y'all just haven't had the chance to really hear from them. So we got BabyPaul, he in the house, and we also got Supa Emcee. We gonna let them introduce themselves and let people know what they got going on.
Yo, what is going up and down and around for everybody in the town? No, I'm just playing. What up, though, y'all? It's your boy Supa Emcee, the Immortal. I'm live in the building with my dog, BabyPaul. We live from Detroit with the SJ and the AJ. You know what I'm saying? We working it out, dog. You feel me? We trying to get a payday, dog, each and every day in every way. You know what I'm saying? So, me and BabyPaul, we got a project. You know what I'm saying? That
we definitely gonna get into that. So let them. Who is BabyPaul?
Yes, sir.
Baby
What's
Paul?
going on?
That?
This is BabyPaul, aka BpZy, formerly a legendary Beatminerz, producers for artists like Black Moon, Smith & Wesson, Helter Skelter, the list goes on. It's a blessing to be here in Detroit. Thank you for having me here on the Connected Experience. This is beautiful.
And we appreciate that. So let's get into it. So we go bring it full circle, because you said y'all working on a project together, and that's dope, and we want to get into that project. But for our listeners, like BabyPaul, you actually from New York. You said you was part of the Beatminerz. You grew up in...
Yes, I was born in Harlem, raised in Brooklyn and Queens. I started my career around 1995 professionally. You know, a little short backstory is that before I made a name for myself as a producer, I used to intern in Long Island City, Queens, you know, not far from Queensbridge, shout out to Nas, a studio called Power Play Studios.
Yeah, that's legendary, right?
Yeah, and that was a studio where albums were being recorded like Karis One's The Blueprint, Coogee Rap's Wanted Dead or Alive, Eric B. and Rakim's Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em. So I was literally an intern, you know, in sessions for a lot of those albums before I made a name for myself.
Okay. So what was family life like? What was your relationship with your parents, and do you have siblings? So how was that?
Yes, I have one older sister. She was born in Jamaica. I was born in New York when my mother came into the country, 1970. That's giving my age right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And both of my parents are from Jamaica, West Indies, you know what I mean, born and raised. And like I said, when my mother came in the country, she had me. I was the second child of the two. And, you know, I was mostly raised in Brooklyn and Queens. You know, but my formative years was Jamaica, Queens, New York, which is still where a lot of my roots lie.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And what about you? So what well, we know you as being from Detroit, but that's where it started for you?
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, hip hop started for me in Highland Park. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? The center of the greatest city on the planet. You know what I'm saying? You know, just as a kid, you know what I'm saying, gravitating towards the music, you know what I'm saying? All the, like, you know, the old school artists, you know what I'm saying, and the golden era of the 90s.
Yeah. So growing up for you, like, you had both your parents in your life. How was your family life, siblings and stuff like that?
Okay, well, you know, I was raised, you know, by my mother and my grandmother a lot. You know what I'm saying? My father was running the streets doing his shit. You know what I'm saying? My mama was in the streets too doing her thing. But, you know, she also worked a job and was able to be, you know what I'm saying, a supportive parent, you know what I'm saying, like that when I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, at my grandmother's house with the rest of the kids, you know what I'm saying?
Not,
you know
you from Highland Park, you know Al Prophet.
Al Prophet, yeah, I'm up on Al Prophet for sure.
Yeah, that's my man. We just interviewed him, so, you know, we was able to get some fun facts about Highland Park. We actually from Inkster, and what a lot of people don't know is Inkster and Highland Park were developed in Michigan for the same reasons, and it was for people who worked at the plants, the black people, so their kids wouldn't have to go to school with the white people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
So, Paul, like, so when did you first discover hip hop? Like, so because you in Queens, you in Brooklyn, and then you from Harlem in a sense. So when did you? Can you remember your earliest memory of hip hop?
Man, definitely. We talking about the tapes, you know, the Cold Crush, you know, fantastic. You know what I'm saying? I watch Wild Style. Of course, you know, like as a fan of hip hop, you know, like I was an aspiring DJ first, you know what I mean? And, you know, collecting records and, you know, interning in Long Island City and like a lot of the legendary artists that I grew up listening to, I ended up meeting even before I made a name for myself. Like Run DMC was from Queens, of course, Hollis, and, you know, it was interesting watching like those first couple of 12 inches come out and do what they did in the market. And then what brought my Midwest ties, just to let everybody know, is that at the age of 16, I relocated to Grand Rapids, Michigan with my mother, home of Floyd Mayweather. I went to Ottawa Hills High School from sophomore to senior year. You know what I mean? So this is what brings my Midwest ties, which is what even allows me to be in this position to collaborate with Soup, is that I have always had Midwest ties, you know, like born and raised in New York, but, you know, I spent time in the Midwest since a child. So,
and
you know,
not
I always
just the
had
Midwest,
roots.
specifically Michigan.
Yeah.
So how was it in Grand Rapids? Like coming from New York? Like,
Oh, wow. That's the story y'all need to hear.
The transition from that.
That transition was real because you understand, you know, I'm already entrenched in hip hop culture coming from New York, and then to be in the Midwest at my age at that time, which was 16, you know, Run DMC was big at the time. Raising Hell was like the biggest album in the
Right, and it's 86 then, right?
Right. So, you know, I'm dressed like somebody from Queens, the Kangos, the fresh bubble leather gooses, and people in the hood is like, yo, who's that? So they started nicknaming me New York because they caught on, plus my accent, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like I was entrenched in learning how to adjust in the Midwest and let people adjust to me. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a complete culture class because the kids loved the music. They were following the music. But I was a little bit more deep into it because I had the tapes. I had the Slick Rick freestyle. You know what I'm
and
saying?
you from the home of the shit.
Yeah, so the things that some people didn't have access to at that in that time frame, they automatically gravitated towards me because it's like getting fed that information from the source.
Right.
Yeah,
you know, so to speak.
So what about you? Like, how did you discover hip-hop?
Oh, man, I discovered hip-hop young as hell. Like, my cousins and them, they used to rhyme back in the day. You know, and like Highland Park had its like own little hip hop, you know, culture or whatever. Cause Highland Park small as hell, so we had people like the Food Stamp Boys, you know, Ricky D and the White Boy 3 and shit, like, you know what I'm saying, and a bunch of like Park House, the Omen, you know what I'm saying. I'm from a group called the Almighty Dreadnoughts, you know, me, Guilty Simpson, you know, Hex Murder. So it's like, you know, Highland Park like kind of just had its own little thing, and like how I gravitated towards. Like I said, my cousin them used to rhyme. But when I was young, man, I always had that freestyle ability to just, you know, come off the head. And I remember like earliest, you know, listening to Run DMC, LL Cool J, and you know, my mama banging Eazy-E. Yeah, my mama G dog, you know. So that's you know, getting into that. So I was you know, submerged and sucked into it. You know, especially artists like KRS-One, Rakim. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, what else could I do when I already had like the gift of gab to do it? You know what I'm saying? So that just made it better.
Yeah, so you actually said something about the gift of gab because you actually like started battle rapping. Did you start as a battle rapper or did you like get your juice as a battle rapper?
No, I mean, actually, I started like as a battle rapper, like really like I could say my earliest beginnings of it would be like, you know, like my mother was real cool with like a Detroit singer by the name of Sherelle. She used to sing with Alexander O'Neal.
Yeah.
So they used to come over to the house. I was a little kid, you know what I'm saying? So they would wake me up to entertain them. They'd be, you know what I'm saying? You know
like,
that,
boy, get out here
like,
and dance.
they'd be like, go get him. You know, Sherelle would tell my mama like, go get him.
Yeah.
You know, they'll wake me up. I do Scarface impressions and Robin Leach impressions and stuff like
Give
that.
us an impression.
My voice is like totally. I mean, I'm in the studio. Can you hear my voice? My voice is crazy right now, but I would give you a real good one.
Yeah.
And you know, I would do Robin Leach and shit like that. And so you know, my mother knew that I could freestyle, like just, you know, like back in the day, they used to call it like Nipsey Russell syndrome.
Yeah.
And the only other person like probably that was like legendary for that was like Roxanne Shante. You know what I'm saying? So
Shout out to Shante.
you just had the ability to just walk in somewhere and just dismantle you right there. You know what I'm saying? So the OG knew I could do it, so she would get me and had them, you know, come out and she would give me everybody's name, like that's AJ, that's SJ, that's John, and that's P, and then she'll sit back and she'll be like, now put together a rap about them, and I would just go around the room and it would just fuck them up, like, yo, wait a minute. So you know, Sherelle was like, told my mama, she was like, Kim, does he write that? He said, girl, did you hear that? He made that up right there. Yeah. So she came in the room. She was like, you need to start writing that. So that's when I like started to actually, you know, write this shit. You know what I'm saying? And prior to that, I had an incident in school, right, when I was in the back rapping and the kids already knew I could rap. So my teacher, Miss Williams, she was trying to play me, try to put me on Front Street. It was like during like February, so it was Black History Month, you know what I'm saying? So I'm already off into this shit. My mom had me already off into this shit. They got a crazy little background too, but anyway, you know, so I'm in the back, look, you know, kicking my little raps, you know what I'm saying? So Miss Williams like, Mr. Brown, do you have a rap about Black history? You know what I'm saying?
Put you to the test.
Right. Everybody, the kids like, ha, 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 like, you don't even know this guy is crazy with this. Pulled me up in front of the class, and I just got to rapping about everybody. You know how they had the pictures on the wall and stuff of all the Black heroes, and, you know, we already read stuff like that, so I just started running it. Yo, it kept going, so she was like, sit down, you know.
Now, I heard you mention the Almighty Dreadnoughts. How did that come about?
Well, like, probably like 1993, I ran into, well, actually my dog that was already a part of a group that we had going called Confused Cynical. It was me, O1, Cuddy Mac, Pernell, Chris, my dog Rama, and Carlos. And like our group was like DOA, LOA, you know what I'm saying? We was the younger kids, so, and then it was like O1 and Pernell and Chris, they was in the Black Insanity. So DOA, Black Insanity, we was the Confused Cynical. Yeah. So, you know, we was in school, we was still in high school, you know what I'm saying, clowning. So we ran into my man Chris, who his cousin ended up being Blitz, the head producer of the Dreadnoughts. Yeah. So at the same time, I had a class with Blitz's brother, Ambush, that was in the Dreadnoughts too.
Hey, those some cold names, man. Blitz and Ambush.
Yeah, right, Dreadnoughts
niggas jumping out your bushes.
So me and Ambush was in school. Me and Cuddy Mac had a class with him. So me and Cuddy Mac, you know, we was terrorizing everybody with that rap. He was like, you can rap, nigga, we at your ass. I don't care if you made poem, I just support it, nigga, I'm on your head. You not, we cutting you up. We was just on that battle shit like that. So Cuddy like, B-Born like, yo, yeah, my brother in the Dreadnoughts, dog, I'm like, dude, I will go through every one of your Dreadnoughts, dog. Like, I will kill them. Like, they like, yeah, this, that, and the third, dog. You can't beat them or whatever. So we went back over to Chris' house where we was sitting at. So I was like, yo, man, you know, my man Brad talking about there's some new niggas around here called the Dreadnoughts. Like, yo, we need to go and crush them. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was on. So Chris like, yo, the Dreadnoughts is my cousin. That's Blitz and them. I'm like, oh, my man, you said to make the beats, the producer. He's like, yeah. He was like, that's them. I said, man, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So the next day I go to school. I'm like, nigga, we know your brother.
Yeah.
He like, who? I'm like, your brother Blitz. He was like, yeah. I was like, Chris, my man, your cousin. Like, yeah, Chris. Oh, man, hell no. So that did all of that.
Yeah.
So, we end up, going over on Tuxedo to their crib. And in the basement, you know what I'm saying? This basement was just dark. Painted just black. It was just disgusting. You know what I'm saying? And it had this sick ass red light. And then at the end of the red light in the corner was this dude with a fucking XR10 and big ass speakers and big ass track board. And all you hear is this dungeon ass death beat playing. It's like, what the fuck? So, from then on, we started fucking with Boogie on production to get our music together, far as like me and Chris had formed a group because everybody else was kind of playing around. So once we got the kicking in with Boogie and stuff, that's when I started meeting the rest of the Dreadnoughts, like Slaughter, Conflict, Cautious, Diffusion.
Man,
you know
those
what I'm
names.
saying? Guilty Simpson, T-Rex, The Fugitive, it was just crazy. Like the Dreadnoughts was already deep as fuck, so to be a Dreadnought, you had to battle to be a Dreadnought. So, it would be like, okay, you on that street shit, we gonna match a street nigga for you. So it ain't no, he's lyrical. He's lyrical when he's talking about street. No, we gonna match a nigga just for that shit and burn your ass. That's what it is. It's like everybody in the Dreadnoughts was the top of their game at what style they did.
Yeah, what they
you know what I'm saying? So, the dude I battled to get into the Dreadnoughts, he was the Fugitive. He was like a crazy freestyle nigga. That nigga could freestyle. Yeah. Like, I don't give niggas the credit like he could freestyle. That nigga could freestyle, but he wasn't me. You feel me? So, we went at it. It was like one day they just came over. It was just the Dreadnoughts. Everybody sat down on one side of the room, cut the mic on, and me and this nigga went at it. Like we went at it. But you feel me? Like Imperial. So that's
You obviously won.
Yeah, of course I did. Killed them. Like really killed them. So that's how I got into the Dreadnoughts. But like with other artists, like some people come in, they'll boast brag of how lyrical they is. So we'll put them through a gauntlet. Like we'll have 4 niggas jump on your head.
Yeah.
Like if you sweet nigga, then do it. You know what I'm saying? So you would be battling one nigga, then another nigga just come out of nowhere on your head. So you got to battle him too and him. You sweet, you could do it. You feel me? So that's how the Dreadnought was.
What about you, BabyPaul? Can you remember the first time you picked up something to make the music? Because you said you started as a DJ.
Yeah.
So when the first time you was like, I can do this production?
Well, I definitely had to invest in myself. You know what I mean? I ain't had no manager. I ain't had nobody, no capital investor whatsoever. So even just to get my weight up in the Beatminerz form, because me and Walt became friends being I was in Jamaica, Queens. He used to run a record store called a Music Factory.
Yeah.
And I used to come from Power Play Studios playing all like copies of event albums before they came out.
Yeah.
And he automatically was like, yo, I fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew I was entrenched in the music. So I invested in myself, bought myself an SP12. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the SP12 Turbo, like before the 1200.
Yeah.
5 seconds of sample time. You had to turn the machine on and off just to keep the beat in there without losing it. You know what I mean? And like that's how you master your craft. When you have limitations, it forces you to be good at what you do.
Because you know I only got a few seconds.
Right. So I'm talking about I'm truncating drum sounds from break beats. I'm chopping up samples and saving it in the machine. You know what I mean? Like I literally one of the records I did on Smith & Wesson's first album, I did it on a 12 Turbo. Yeah. So I had to bring the machine to the studio, to track it out because it wasn't a 1200 where it had the disc drive. You know what I'm saying?
So you had to
save it and just bring the disc to the studio and let them hook up a 1200. I brought my machine to the studio just to track that beat, and that beat was recognized, the original version of recognized.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So from 95 to 2000, you was in a legendary production crew. And how did you get your introduction to the crew? Like, what made them say, we fucking with you? You know what I'm saying?
And that's a good question because, like I said, even though I was in the circumference because of Walt, like when they worked on the first Black Moon album, I contributed ideas, but, I wasn't credited as a co-producer for any of the records. So it wasn't until we started doing demos for Smith & Wesson when Nervous Records decided to give them a chance to put out a body of work that I started getting my weight up as far as producing and having my name on the credits. I did Recognize, Home Sweet Home, and a song called Wipe Your Mouth that made the first Smith & Wesson album. And I got to credit Steele of Smith & Wesson because when I used to be up in D&D studios with my beat tapes, I used to just be hanging around the sessions and just playing the beats. And he would pull me to the side like, yo, that's you? Who did that? And I'm like, yo, this is just some ideas I'm trying to work on. He's like, yo, I like that.
Yeah.
Let me hear some more. You know what I mean? So I would give him a copy of some of the beats, and then he started coming to my crib in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Outside of what he was doing with with the rest of the Beatminerz, and it was because of Steele's incentive to push to get me an opportunity to produce on the album. You know what I'm saying? That I got the opportunity to be on that first album, so I got to give Steele all the credit in the world. You know what I mean? So even though me and Walt was friends, it was like organic.
Now, when you say Walt, is that one of the brothers who started the crew?
Right. Mr. Walt, I would say, is the inceptor of the Beatminerz.
Okay.
Eva D is his brother, and DJ for Black Moon. So that they're part of the group by default. They're brothers.
Yeah.
So it's like
Kind of hard working with siblings, man.
Yeah. So I'm the third man out,
Tell me
and
about
I earned my stripes though. I paid my dues and earned my stripes.
Yeah.
And I gotta give Steele that credit. You know what I mean? As far as actually getting work on the album, and then like we just formed by default. You know, it was Walt like saw the work and was like, yo,
Y'all need to be together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So give us a rundown between 95 and 2000 of some of the records that you produced that some people may know, some people might not know. Just a quick rundown.
Because every song on the album is somebody's favorite song. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter where it's placed or synced up, somebody be like, yo, number 12 is my shit.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
So as I mentioned, I did 3 on the first Smith & Wesson. Some of the other records are collaborations like Bucktown, you know, like we all gave input, but I don't want to take sole credit. Like I did it, you know what I'm saying? And then on Helter Skelter's album, I did La Fleur La Fly, which was a single. You know, Rest in Peace, Sean Price. I did Therapy. That was a song featuring Vinia Mojica. That she was a chick that was on that song Saturdays on De La Soul.
Yeah.
You know, I put her on there. Angie Martinez made her first cameo appearance in a music video ever on that record. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I did a song called Understand, Soldiers Gone Psycho, Let the Brains Blow. I don't know if y'all remember that joint. You know what I'm saying?
That sound familiar.
Yeah.
So you're working with some pretty heavyweights at this time.
Yeah.
Like you come in the game and you interning and you around Cool G Rap, Eric B and Rakim, fucking Cool G Rap.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Cool
and
G
these
Rap,
are all
dog.
these are all like the lineage with G Rap is because of, I got to give credit to Dr. Butcher, G Rap's DJ at the time, because he and I were very good friends, and you know I was staying in Queens, you know, like in an area called Jackson Heights, right across from Corona. You know, Corona and Elmhurst is like the area where like Kid and Play is from, Salt and Pepper's from.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
is
Coogee
Martin
Rapper
from there
Polo.
too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Coogee Rap Polo, Roxanne Shante, the list goes on. And then I used to run around with Dr. Butch, and he was the one who used to bring me around to the studio. And that's how I met everyone and got the internship in the first place. I got to credit him for that. And that's how I first met Large Pro.
And then something you said earlier when you was introducing yourself is you was around when KRS-One made the Blueprint. And I'm mentioning that because so many people like thought Nas just put that in a lyric, and that's true. KRS-One made the Blueprint
is
first.
so true. Yeah, he did. He did.
So I'm just happy you said that, because people be acting like niggas be lying in their raps about certain stuff.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, if you know your hip hop history and you follow KRS-One's career, you know he made an album called The Blueprint. You know what I mean? And it literally had even the visual aesthetics, the cover art, the photo inserts. It had like a blue filter.
Yeah, it's a blueprint. Yeah,
You know, so trust
that's
me,
dope.
Jay definitely got that from that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so Soup, like you was in the Almighty Dreadnoughts, but then you also was on Iron Fist Records. Like, how did you
were
meet
the only
Proof?
solo artist, right? Like signed, like,
Yep. That was in 05.
Now hold on, before you tell the story or whatever, we seen you battling before a lot because we used to run with DJ Lynn Swan.
Yeah, Swan.
Tag
Yeah,
Vibe,
Swan was like.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you. Side note: DJ Lynn Swan, 12 track. DJ Diz, they worked on my first demo joint.
Yeah.
We was in the back of Keys spot right there on the west side.
Yeah, in the back of that store.
Yeah, in the back of that store. In the back of that store, right? Yeah, Jay. You know what I'm saying? So that's, they shout out to them brothers, man. They gave me a good look on that. But like 05, after doing battling and all that, getting my name up in the city, getting my couple records on the radio and all of that, and doing a little out of town thing here, back and forth, doing the battles and stuff. Proof was always my man's, you know, like always my dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I met him when I was 14 in the bathroom freestyling. We was going around a circle in the Grand Quarters. Everybody was rapping. Niggas verses just started going because they just had maybe like a couple. But me and this nigga, the only niggas in there rapping and freestyling. So we go around, we get to looking at each other. I'm like, damn, nigga, because I thought I was the only nigga could do it. Like honestly, you know, at that time. But just you know, my work in the city and what I've been doing, and you know, being a top tier artist or whatever. You know, Proof had always told me, like, you know, when I do this D12 shit and we do our thing, dog, I got you. Just keep doing what you're doing. You know, I got you, dog. Trust me. So that was just, you know, surreal for him to set Iron Fist up and then, you know what I'm saying, reach out to me. But it was a catch to it. It just wasn't like, come on, walk through the door. Yeah. So he was like, look, I'm going on tour. You know, when I get back at the end of the summer, he's like, look, I done already heard Dreadnought songs on the radio. You know, yeah, you was freestyling on the radio, whatever. But I need to hear a Supa Emcee song on the radio by the time I get back from off this tour. I don't care what you got to do it. But make it happen by the time I get off this tour. Whole summer, man, I ran around. I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm every show I was on, I was killing. Every DJ was anywhere. I was right up under them. Yo, I got to get this record played. End of the summer come, we did all these little shows, all this little promotion stuff, sending out all these flyers to get JLB to play the joint, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Dog. Proof got off the plane in Detroit from the end of the tour, right? Gets in the truck. I think one of them came, one of the peeps came and got him in the truck. Soon as he get in the truck, dog, he turns the radio on. And they're playing my shit.
Is this a Saturday? What's next on the menu?
Yep. What's next on the menu?
DDT.
Yep, DDT.
Broke a lot of records, man.
DDT, dog.
Listen, I love DDT, man.
Listen.
He show a lot of love.
Soon as he got off the plane, went through the little check and all that, baggage problems, got all there, bam. Soon as he get in there, boom, heard my shit. So I'm on the block. We out there just chilling and stuff, you know, blah blah blah. So I have a rad. My rad was wrecked at that. I be wrecking cars. My rad was wrecked at that time. So my dog and them up the street like, Soup, nigga, they playing you on the radio. Like, nigga, they playing you. Your shit is on the radio right now. So we got to run up the street to hear the nigga car and shit, you know. So I'm like, yo, Ma, cut it on. I'm like, they banging my shit. Like, cut it on. So she going in the house trying to cut the shit. You know, reception bold as fuck. You're like, damn, we can't win for shit. So I could hear we run up the street, can hear the record, then the record go off. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Like, they like, nigga, they bang.
Now listen, at the time, you don't even know that Proof heard it.
Right.
I don't even know that Proof heard it. I'm about to tell you. I'm like, stop mid of the block, the whole block like, yeah, nigga, they played your shit, woo. I ain't hear the shit, but still, the whole block, they was banging it, you know? Yeah. So, nigga, I walked back down to the house. I'm like, damn. So my man pull up. He's like, yo, nigga, you got one of them CDs of that shit? I'm like, yeah, because I just went and got some on the spindle. Yeah. So I came out, I sold it for about $3, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, dude, I'm standing there. So as soon as I walk on the porch, truck pull up. Yo, nigga. Turn around, it's Proof hanging out the fucking truck. Nigga, that's what I'm talking about. That's the fuck I'm talking about. He jump out the truck, that's the fuck. So everybody looking like, wait a minute. That's that nigga Proof from D12. Yeah. He like, yeah, nigga, that's the fuck I'm talking about. What you doing? What you doing right now? I was like, shit, P. My mama like, yeah, Proof, that's what I'm talking about. she on the porch like, yeah, nigga, that's what I'm talking about. He's like, what's up, Mama Brown? What's up, Mama Brown? He's like, nothing, chilling, baby. What y'all about to do? She said, we out of here. He out of here. So I'm like, I'm out. He's like, nigga, get in the truck. We got in the truck, nigga, with hanging out that night, like clowning. And it was on from Pop. It was on.
Yeah, so it was I remember Iron Fist being on Shade 45. Was you there?
When they was on Shade 45? No, I wasn't there when they was on Shade 45. I remember they played our stuff on Shade 45.
I was saying when they was up there, them niggas, Proof was going nuts.
No, I wasn't up there.
Proof. I remember Proof rapping, he was going nuts. And what's my baby name? Mo Dirty.
Yeah. I know Mo Dirty. No, I wasn't there when they was up there. We was like, we did the Friday night cypher with Sugar Ray and
the Hype Squad. That was the Hype Squad.
Yeah, we was up there one night, man. Proof had just came from M Wed and he was dressed in the tux and shit. You know what I'm saying, with the ball cap on.
I remember the pictures of that shit.
Yeah, he walked in the door because we was already going up there. We didn't know that Proof was going to even make it. You know, they was doing that. You know, so see, we getting ready. We chopping it up, talking about what Iron Fist about to do and how we moving and stuff. And Next thing you know, they like, y'all ready? You like, yeah, let's go in. Then, here go Proof come in with the tux. Like, yeah, hold on, shit don't start until I get here.
Yeah.
So then we go in and have a ball. But
That's dope. That's some great memories. So, what made you separate from the Beatminerz? Like, was it a bad fallout? Something you want to talk about? If that's the case,
I definitely want to share it. But the best part about the fact that we're still cool to this day, it was more business than personal. I didn't have like a personal discrepancy. They didn't owe me no money. It was no internal like drama with a chick or a family or anything like that.
The normal.
It was
stuff,
mostly for me. It was a business decision, and I'll explain because. Around 2000, we did a deal with Raucous Records to do a producer album. The album's called Brace for Impact. And
y'all had promo running for that?
I'm saying again?
Was it promo running for that? Like in the magazines or something? I feel like I heard that.
A little bit.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit.
In the source or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So basically, we recorded this album over the scope of almost a year, right? Did all of it in D&D Studios. We had features on there like Exhibit, Karen Wheeler, Talib Kweli, man, it's vague in my head, but just look it up, Brace for Impact. It was a producer album, all of us. And throughout the whole time when we did that deal, we had got a nice budget for it, you know what I'm saying? But this was around the time when a lot of labels was beefing between each other. In case y'all didn't know, behind the scenes, like Loud and Priority.
Oh, yeah, and they wasn't
conflicting.
clearing people shit.
Exactly. Yeah. See, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So imagine having artists from both labels on your album, and then you have to deal with the
politics,
the politics of it. And then also we spent a lot of money clearing samples at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like we had records we did with like MOP, a couple other people, and people was charging like $10,000-$15,000 to clear samples.
Right.
So that ate up our budget. You know what I'm saying? And then features. We had, I think, a song with Busta, Flip Mode, and we had a song, I think, with Ghostface. And imagine paying like, I'm going to put it out there because it's part of the truth, like paying $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 for features.
Yeah.
Right.
Soaking up your budget.
Plus the sample clearance.
Plus the sample clearances.
Yeah.
Plus,
And this is
if you want to market a single, you're dealing with label clearance issues.
Yeah.
right.
So let's say you paid for this feature, you paid for this sample
And now
clearance,
they telling you
and
can't
now
put
you can't put it out.
That's what I really dislike about the music industry because, okay, just like you said, we already paid you for the feature.
Mm-hmm.
Then we don't even know if we can put it out. And y'all go try to really rape us now because y'all like,
Exactly.
well, let me hear it. Oh no, or let us get some
Or somebody
ownership in
about to
it.
come
Yeah.
out, so they don't want to push it out. Yeah, that's
Right.
the
So-
Jewish part of it.
Yeah.
some
So
real
it got
shit.
really deep, and Raucous, they because they have the independent minded, but they had major distribution. I think they were Priority at the time, so that part of it led to the politics because like Raucous is kind of in bed with Priority.
Yeah.
And now we got records by artists on Loud, which is
Yeah.
like our folk. This is
Yeah,
like
these is
personally,
people y'all
these are
know.
folk.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck the
The
politics,
labels, yeah.
but the business of it comes in the way. You know what I mean? And then imagine working on an album for like a year and that's your commitment. Nothing else. In and out of studio every couple of days working on this album. No income. Got a small advance off the album in the beginning, working a year, no
Right.
other income. You know what I'm saying?
Dedicating all this
you
time
start to
and
feel the
everything.
pressure of like, all right, I got to do things to eat while I'm doing this project. So I started working on a few other records here and there. You know what I mean? I got the opportunity to work with Nas on Stillmatic. Got the
Yeah.
opportunity to work with Fat Joe and Clue on something like, and it was one of those things where I was like, I want to fulfill my commitment to this album, but I'm not happy. You know what I mean? And it's like, again, the sibling thing that y'all mentioned earlier. It's like I got caught between. You know what I'm saying? When in terms of who cares about whose well-being, you know what I'm saying? It's like they were focused on making sure they were afloat, while I'm in the middle trying to be a committed part of this group and this
I gotta
project.
stay afloat too. I got a family.
Yeah.
Even if I
So-
don't, shit, I got a
So
lifestyle.
it's one of those things where it's like, all right, I'm gonna see this through, but because the business is not right, Raucous is not seeing what we're trying to do, and then because of all the money spent, they limited how much they put into marketing.
Yeah.
So we did like a little press, photo shoots. We didn't have a budget to do an actual video for the single.
Right.
So they did some radio promo, and that was it. I think we did like 8,000 units that first week.
Yeah, and that's when
First
first
week sales
mattered.
counted. When,
Yeah. So I was just drained, and I just was like, yo, I can't do this. You know what I mean? I gotta focus on BabyPaul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I felt like for everything we did, from the stuff we did with Duck Down all the way up to that project, I felt like for me as a grown man in this business and looking at this as a career, I have to stand on my own too.
Right. So you say you work with Nas and you did Destroy and Rebuild because
Yes, sir.
Stillmatic was the comeback album, and that song was a big part of that album.
Bro, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
That year from 2000 to 2001, it changed my life.
Yeah. Now, when working with Nas on that project, because it was set up to be like the comeback album, and it had like records like Ether and Destroy and Rebuild, you had to keep quiet, right? That you was working with him.
Actually, it's weird because you got to remember the power of the internet then wasn't what it is now.
Right,
there was
yeah.
there was no Instagram to go live while you recording with Nas. Like it was none of that. This is around 2001. Yes, we had the internet, but it wasn't like it is now.
Like it is, no.
Especially with social media, like you don't miss anything if a person chooses to share, unless people tell you. You know what I mean? So I can say that was the furthest thing from my mind. I didn't even take any pictures with him in the studio.
Right, because you here to work. Yeah, you here to work.
Plus I didn't want to come across as fanboy, like, yo, can you know what I mean? Like I was just
that
focused
might
on the
have
work.
ruined it, yeah.
Like I just want to deliver, make sure this is crazy.
Now, when you did that beat, did he tell you the idea, or you walked in there with that?
That's a good question. Initially, when I submitted the music, the A&R at the time, because you mentioned A&Rs earlier, the guy named Lenny Nicholson, who's also behind A-Marie and other people at Sony.
Okay.
He was A&R for the project, and when I submitted the music, Nas did some recording in the Bahamas of some of the songs. So he started the vocals in the Bahamas. So when I got the call that I placed the record and to finish it, we finished the record in Times Square at a studio called Right Track Studios. So I got the call and he was there. We kicked it. He was like, yo, I hope you can handle this. You know what I mean? Because, I'm a producer. I'm excited, but then I'm also like, I got an ego. I want a single. I want a hit record. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. I'm trying to win. So when he played the record and he was going at everybody, I was like, oh, damn, it's a diss record. But he was killing it. You know what I'm saying? So he asked me what I thought, and I said, this is dope. I said, can I make a suggestion, though? Because truth be told, the end, after, the last chorus, that whole outro he's talking, he was talking reckless.
He was on his pocket him up.
It would have been Pusha T Drake version then. You know what I'm saying? Like
I heard that though. I heard he was going like real nuts. And so you the person who told him like, yo, cut that shit out.
Yeah, I didn't even say it like that, but I was just like, can I make a suggestion? Because the concept is destroy and rebuild, you can speak on that, but you don't necessarily have to, go so hard, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like snapping on people, you know what I mean? Like make it a way where, you speak in your piece,
but you're leaving it open to
you know
rebuild.
what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. And
now,
he did the suggestion and, he did it. And then the rest was the mix. And I mixed that record like it was the first record I ever made. You know what I'm saying?
So seeing KRS-One work, right? And then you come and you fucking with Nas and you do the Destroy and Rebuild and it's the bridge is over. That's what it really is. Like, like did that thought cross your mind? Like
it's
I done worked
funny.
with I'm watching KRS-One as a, as an intern now. Years
Alpha
later.
Omega places.
Yeah.
That's why I believe in divine order, because it's so weird. Like to this day, KRS-One eats off that record. He gets 33% of the publishing because of that hook. Mind you, the beat, I didn't sample anything. You know what I'm saying? That's all played, composed music. But because of the chorus, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's like a lyrical reference.
Right.
So with that being said, he gets a piece of the publishing. So that was my paying it forward to KRS-One.
Has he ever told
You're
you
welcome.
thank you?
You know what I'm saying? I hadn't seen KRS since then. You know what I'm saying? We hadn't crossed paths over the years since then.
One more thing about this record. Since it had like so much controversy, did any of them niggas try to run up on you, or they just felt like? Because
interestingly enough, people called me to do diss records to respond, and I turned it down. Shout out to Cormega, because I did work with Cormega after that. He wanted to do a diss record.
like
Nature
Mega.
approached me to do a diss record. They all approached me except for P, of course. You know what I'm
so
saying?
they tried to take a different approach. Like we ain't gonna run up on you. We can.
It's
work together.
funny because it's like, because I come from Queens and Brooklyn and everybody know me, it's like one of those things where we're not gonna touch him. He an OG homie too.
Right,
You know what I mean?
he got a lot of pull
and they
out
understand
here.
I'm a producer. I'm not the one that's choosing these lyrics.
Yeah, but people
But
be
that's
doing
how
some
they
weird
use
things.
you.
Yeah.
That's how they use you, because it's like, oh yeah? All right, that's my man who did that joint. Let me get him to do a record to answer you. And I was like, nope, not doing that.
Then that would have been different, because I could see where like somebody would actually have a bigger problem with that. You know what I'm saying?
Like if I was thirsty, you know what I'm saying, for attention, I could have did that, and it would have definitely burnt my relationship with Nas. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I got the opportunity to work with him again after that. So I was thinking on the bigger picture. Like, no, I'm just focusing on the business. Y'all deal with all the, you know.
Oh, so what did you work with him on after that?
I did the Essence with him and AZ.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's my shit too.
Yeah.
So and they said you work with AZ on here too.
Yeah.
So, Soup, you work with Jay Dilla. Is this
Well,
before?
no, I didn't get a chance to work with Jay Dilla. Like I met him a couple times. I didn't really know Dilla like that. Like Proof was my man's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's who I ran with a lot. But my dog Guilty Simpson ran with Dilla. You know what I'm saying? Like I ran with Proof. You know what I'm saying? So that was like, you know,
Cruise.
Yeah. You know, so like I got a chance. I got a chance to be blessed to work on the Rebirth of Detroit album. You know, so that was through my Dukes, and just like I said, like the work that I've been putting in, like I was winning awards and stuff and all that, and just my standing in the community as an artist, and you know what I'm saying, and what I'm about, and just how I conduct myself. So I got blessed to be on that record, and I was like one of those Dilla beats that like was like a gem, you know what I'm saying? That was like one of them boys that they looked up under the Dilla mat and was like, oh shit,
like, we got one.
did you see that? Oh man. So
That's dope.
when we got on there, they, you know, that record like really boost, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, stuff in my career, like being on the 8 Mile stuff with the Eminem scene, like that did a lot for me, you know what I'm saying, and that probably was like another catalyst for me signing with Proof as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
that was, you got in that on your own or because you were signed with Proof?
No, the
On
8
your
Mile.
own, what I mean, yeah.
The 8 Mile was just, you know, us. Like how that happened was we all went down there to, you know, read for lines. Like I read for Jimmy Rabbit Park. Like I read for Eminem. I did. Honestly, you know what I'm saying. So that would have been crazy. But they was like, no, Super, that's M Park. You know what I'm saying. So I mean, I read for a couple of the characters part that would have been in them, you know, his boys or whatever.
Now look, with that movie, they had a different cast first because wasn't A1 Max supposed to be in that?
I mean,
remember
it was
a
so
long time
many.
ago.
Yeah, it was so many different people that was supposed to be a part of that. I mean, they was just in the start, so you know, different things was subject to change anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a change from a different thing, and I was just like an onlooker, really, in most situations. But we went down there, you know, just was being extras and trying to get a check, and it was the fact that, you know, this D12, come on. Who not? And then the fact of the matter is this guy is doing something for the city. This movie could have been shot in buttfuck nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But he chose to do it in Detroit and then pay a bunch of Detroit extras and actors to be in there. Corona, you know, King Gordy, Obi Trice is in there. Nigeria Earth, we all got, the whole city was in there. But on the set, they had a little battle thing going on where they was having little ciphers just popping up in the crowd. You got a bunch of rappers in a hot ass box. You know what I'm saying? You know it's about to go, bars is about to get slung. So they saw that. So they was like, the directors was like, you know, we're gonna have a little contest to see we can get some artists, you know, to be a part of the ascension of, you know, B Rabbit's character. Like we would have been the punch dummies he just went through before he got to the main characters. You know what I'm saying? So you know, we got in that, you know, he had all of us get up and rap. So me, Marv, one, Wiz and Diffusion got picked, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause, you know, we cold like that.
Now, did you do some work with Nick Speed?
Yeah, I do work. That's my dog. Me and Nick Speed. Me and Nick Speed. That we've been rolling since. Man, me and Nick Speed been rolling since about like 07.
We definitely want to have Nick Speed up here because he got some credits.
Yeah, he got crazy credits.
He got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying?
we did that, so we got picked, and then, you know, they brought us out there to get it in, and I, you know,
you used your time.
You
wisely.
know, right? I used my time wisely. No, what was so funny was because Proof was on the side of me. Proof was like, you know, he's like, man, you worried about him? I was like, Proof, I'm worried more about you on the freestyle than him. You know what I'm saying? M is like Batman. That's how I could describe him. Like, you know, like Bane broke Batman back before, right? But when Batman got back to the Batcave, bitch, you dead. It don't matter who, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. That's how M is. It's like, you know, he nuts, but he's sick with it. So, you know, we got up there, everybody, you know, it happened. I just cut into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it wasn't no this Eminem or, you know, nothing.
It was somebody in front of me.
It was like, it was like, it's lunch meat. You know what I'm saying? So it cut into him, and everybody was just like crazy. The whole, like, when you see that part, right? Because it didn't make the movie. It
made the DVD.
The DVD, of course. But like when you see that, like everybody was told to say, ooh, you know, oh. But like when you listen to my video, like you're gonna see people like, oh, wait a minute, like is this happening? Like, wait a minute, wait a minute.
I mean, it's got to be a dream come true in a sense. Just
I mean, no, it wasn't like a dream come true. It was like some shit that we already did. Like, I came up around them. You know what I'm saying?
So you frequented the hip hop shop?
Yeah,
and
all that.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like, these are my dogs. Like, I know these. You know what I'm saying? Royce, all of them. They're my dogs. You know what I'm saying? We came up doing this. So the surreal part is that there's a movie about how we came up.
Yeah,
you understand?
yeah,
That's the surreal part about it. That we're on stage doing mock battles when we were battling. We're literally,
Andrews,
for real. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so many people come, like they'll be like, "Oh, let's go to St. Andrews," and I'm like, "Well, first of all, dog, it ain't like that no more."
Right? No,
You know
it's
what I'm
not like
saying?
that.
Second of all, is
That's tourist shit. Like, it
Yeah,
ain't.
that's tourist
they
shit.
think
Yeah,
St.
yeah.
Andrews own 8 Mile.
No, they, see, that's
people think that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But you said something about community work. So I seen that you was really instrumental in doing work with the Yo-Yo School of Hip Hop. How did that come about?
Me and the mayor of Highland Park, mayor at the time, DeAndre Wyndham, was my man, you know. So like before he became mayor, like we was already doing like community work. My brother's keeper, my sister's keeper, different organizations like that. You know, the holidays come around, we delivering turkeys and stuff. You know, we doing stuff for, you know, the community. I mean, people in the community that's less fortunate than us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, every year we was doing this before he became mayor. So once he became mayor, we got invited to this development organization meeting. It was downtown at I think like the DoubleTree, and Yo-Yo was one of the speakers and stuff. So we went down there and we happened to meet Yo-Yo. Just Yo-Yo, my dog. What the fuck?
Don't try to play me out.
Don't try to play me out, like yo. So by us, you know what I'm saying, being part of the community, being part of that, you know, the setup or whatever, we got to actually sit there, kick it with her, be a part of the discussion and everything. So from that's when, you know, her and the mayor,
They married, ain't they?
they did their thing. You know what I'm saying, right? They did their thing. So you know what I'm saying. So she was definitely into the city, into Highland Park so much. So she was already doing a Yo-Yo School of Hip Hop in LA.
Yeah.
So because she was here a lot, you know what I'm saying, so she was here for the summer. So we did the Yo-Yo School of Hip Hop here. And then it just, you know, just blew up because of what it was and what it was teaching the children and the activities that we did. And it was a way for us to aid what hip hop is lacking to me, because we got a bunch of kids that are fluently with the social media. They know what's going on in the music, but they really don't have that history of where it really came from or how it developed into what they listening to now. Yeah. So when you got a person like Yo-Yo, somebody that they can almost identify because someone was like, yeah, I think I do know her, but their parents know who she is. So when they going home, they getting, yo, that's Yo-Yo from blah, 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 and they bringing it up, and so they getting the knowledge, and then what we were teaching them about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That's what was so good. And we are part of the Avalon Village with Mama Shu in Highland Park, where she bought up like a whole block of Highland Park, and it's like creating a neighborhood utopia within inside of Highland Park. She was on
what street is that on?
That's on Avalon. She was, you know, she was on the Ellen show and everything. Ellen had her on the show, gave her a house over there. She got a big homework house over there for the kids to come to and stuff like that.
That's dope.
Yeah, so we active in the community.
Always.
I watched that unsung episode of Yo-Yo, so I was just getting familiar with a lot of the work that she's doing.
Yeah,
I
she's
didn't know
really
she
an
was
activist like that. Like,
I didn't know she was rooted here in Detroit as well. Until now.
Hey, the Midwest and Detroit, Inkster, Highland Park, we be in the mix.
Yeah, and just like we were talking about the Avalon thing, like, you know, Alexis is here, and she was a part of the record that we put out. Like, Mama Shu wanted us, because of the way we do stuff, Mama Shu was like, look, I need a theme song for the Avalon Village. So we got together with the production of Nick Speed, you know what I'm saying, which is, you know, a part of our circle or whatever. So we came up with a joint that was specifically for the village, and the joint blew up on, you know, the community circuit. Yup, and it helped them meet their goal. They was raising money. Yup.
If you go talk about it,
yeah.
Alexis Alon in the building.
What's up? I'm goddess, I'm queen, I'm in everything, and I'm the only proven artist, queen of NAM. What's up? How y'all doing?
Queen
Thank
of
you
what?
for having
What
me.
did you say?
NAM, New Age Millennium, is our
Okay.
group. Me, Nick Speed, and Soup coming out with a project.
That's dope. That's
soon.
dope.
when that's gonna be out? Oh, well, you said so.
Yeah,
Soon.
man. Oh, yeah,
we
man,
gonna drop it on you like a surprise. We dropping a whole bunch of stuff on you like a surprise.
Well, we waiting for it now, so it ain't no surprise.
Yeah, that, like, all we doing is like, man, like, we've been working for like when Lex got here, we was working for the last couple years. So like a lot of these joints, it's like joints we was just cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. So they was just stockpiled. So, you know, Iconic Management and you know, Titan is just like really basically dividing what's gonna be coming out, what's gonna be over here. what's gonna be over here.
So, BabyPaul, you actually out here working for a reason. What are you working on out here currently?
Actually, I'm collaborating with Supa Emcee and Alexis Salon and Iconic Management and Titan Records and
Let's go.
Proven Records and my company DOE, Divine Entertainment, distributed by E1 Music.
Say that.
On a body of work called XrossRoads,
Crossroads.
where Queens meets Detroit.
Let's go.
Okay.
And you know, it's just a collaborative effort between myself and Soup. It's a blessing because, like I said, being that I have Midwest roots, you know, even though I'm born and raised from New York, you know, this is the first time I get to, you know, plant my musical staple in the city, you know, and the state of Michigan, and do a body of work with someone that has the type of lineage that I have.
Right.
You know what I mean? Coming from, you know, his circle in Detroit within hip hop culture, and me coming from my circle within New York hip hop culture. And it's amazing because as he was sharing the stuff about Eminem and what he did with 8 Mile, I look back at the fact that Eminem's first record
Was on Ruckus, wasn't it?
was on Ruckus Records, produced by the Beatminerz, a song called Any Man.
Yeah.
Any man.
Before Dr. Dre.
And that's again like everything coming full circle for you.
Yeah,
You
this
feel
is
what I'm
Alpha and
saying?
Omega places.
Yeah.
So,
no,
you
I
know.
got a question about Rockets because a lot of people think this. They were they black owned,
No, they weren't.
and people always just thought that because of the acts that they produced that they was
Yeah,
black.
it was two
owned.
Jewish cats.
Yeah,
Brian
yeah.
Bratter and Jeremiah. I know them very well.
Yeah. No, because people always like they black owned. I'm like,
And
no,
it
bro.
was co-financed by Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah,
of
wow,
Fox.
Fox.
Wow.
Yes, just so you know,
So
they were college friends. That's the type of, you know,
Yeah, that's that circle
that's the
of
type
influence.
of
Yeah.
connection, quote unquote.
So you was Grammy nominated. What were you Grammy nominated for?
Actually, I was Grammy nominated for
He
the
just
song
dropped the
"The
jewel on us,
Essence."
dog, for real. He dropped the jewel on us for real. Because I know people didn't know that. I know like the average person. First of all, they gonna have to Google Rupert Murdoch because they probably
Yeah.
like, who was that? Why would he
Yeah.
mention that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
crazy, dog.
Fox.
Yeah. But go ahead. What you gonna say?
God damn, that kind of fucked me up though
Yeah, I
because
can't-
people thought they were so.
I told you
black
people
owned,
thought they was black owned. You
They
know
were
what I'm
just
saying?
fans of hip hop music.
Yeah, because
and
they put out true hip hop. Like
they were just fans. It's like, let's start a record label. Let's get some money to start a record label. Let's call, you know.
Yeah.
And it happened. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of, you know, us as black people. Unfortunately, that
We-
are
that
not
type
in-
of backbone.
I think the next generation though they go. It's
Hopefully.
gonna be a little different,
Hopefully.
like because they like. It's more people to look up to see that you could do that type of stuff. Like
Right.
that first generation of hip hop that was coming in, they ain't know. They just want the money. They ain't have a clue about none of the behind the scenes. But now, as everybody growing, you looking at the Master P, you looking at a Dame Dash, you looking at a Jay-Z, and you seeing
Jay
like
Prince.
Jay Prince, and
Tony Draper.
you seeing people do it, and they like okay, because now they got kids, and their kids is easing into them spots, going to these colleges. Like Snoop's son, like I don't want to play football, I want to do film, and now he putting out films, but his best friend is Puff's son, so you know he about to ease and shooting his videos if he already not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the type of love.
Hopefully, yeah.
But to add to that executive assessment, I want y'all to really think about all of the great label brands within hip hop music culture and how they started. Majority of them started from street money.
Yeah, no
with the
doubt.
exception of maybe Bad Boy Records because Puff
That
made
came
his
from,
wave from being an A&R
yeah.
and Clive Davis gave him a chance. But we're talking about, and this is public knowledge. It's not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm dropping.
No,
I'm
yeah.
dropping
If
dimes
somebody
on
don't know
nobody.
that, they don't know nothing about
You know?
the game.
Right.
Yeah.
From Ruthless Records, Death Row Records, the list goes on. You know what I'm saying? Murder, you know, like
Everybody.
Rockefeller, all stars.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that Raucus, even though its intention was to support real hip hop, that was their intention. You know, eventually it got bastardized because of the corporate stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we should pay attention to, and that's why it's important that now we're in this digital age. Us as black people got to empower ourselves to be our own label bosses and start.
Yeah, and that's kind of like why we got you here, because when I was reading about you, I'm like, dog, like this, he the real deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like on paper, like this is amazing. Like, and I just feel like if we had the opportunity to sit with you, but I think everybody should be sitting with you. You understand what I'm
appreciate
saying?
that.
You understand what I'm
I'm just
saying?
putting in the work, man,
Yeah.
and my blessings just come from that, man.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I appreciate it. You know?
Yeah, that's real deal, man. So what were you Grammy nominated for? That
Yeah.
was the original question.
Yes, it was. The actual song I mentioned earlier by AZ and Nas, The Essence.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was 2002. The category is Best Rap Performance by a Duo Group, and Outkast won. So I had to, I had to eat that. I had to eat that. It was cool. It was
So
cool.
now you got Divine Order Entertainment. You started that in 2006, and I see you do a lot of international projects with
Absolutely.
different people. So, like, what hipped you to the international market?
Well, traveling and just being a fan of music of various genres. You know, I come from hip hop, but I listen to everything. You know, and I try to pride myself on being creative enough to make music that can transcend. So, I got the opportunity to do like an independent rock project a couple years back. I've met artists like artist Showshy that I mentioned earlier, who used to be signed to Timbaland. I featured on the AZ record. She's from Paris, but she's a singer-songwriter, you know what I mean? And also this band I did some collaborations with out of the UK, and they put like a couple singles out. And basically my job right now, aside from producing, but just like running my independent label, which I said is distributed by E1, my goal is to do what I call venture partnerships. And do projects, bodies of work that I can use my expertise, my resources, my talent, and put it out into the market. Even if it's not on a corporate level or super mainstream level, it's like I'm opening a window of opportunity or opening a door for some new talent and put my stamp on it. So later on, you could be like, yo, I remember when they worked with BabyPaul.
Right.
And
I
then
mean, 'cause
if
you
artists,
guys-
the artists understand having them international ties. I could put a record out and you could put them on tour around the world.
Exactly.
And they really bigger than the artists that you're seeing on TV every day because they hitting them people, they hitting them spots. So when is the project that y'all working on? Is it a tentative date? Or a time frame?
Well, I mean, the time frame, we've been working since what?
It's been about well, we started in the spring. You know, like when we first linked up, and then I had to go back to New York to do some other business.
Now, when y'all first linked up, was that y'all first time initially meeting each other, or y'all had this? So what made you pick Supa?
Well, actually, it's interesting because shout out to Iconic Management. You know, he contacted me through one of their mutual acquaintances, and someone that I'm familiar with, and they said, "Yo, get with BabyPaul." So they reached out to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I was actually in Grand Rapids at the time looking after my mother because she's retired and dealing with some health concerns. And I'll do my studio work from there when I'm not in New York. So I sent them an invite to come link up with me, and they came out to Grand Rapids. We sat down. I had gave him a couple of tracks, you know, just through the email originally, and he started writing the references to some ideas. And then we just sat down and bonded, like just talking about our careers, our history, shared passion for music and ideas.
Real nigga shit, real nigga shit, real nigga shit.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all.
And you know, Soup made it clear to me. He's like, yo, I don't just want beats from you, man. I want to build a working relationship with you. I want to be a part of your movement. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you meet artists and it's just business. It's like, yo, I love your work. I want to do a track with you. Then you meet people who actually understand your movement, understand your wave, respect your work, and want to do like more of a building working relationship, a body of work. So I was all for it. You know what I'm saying? And
when you work like that, that produced the best music because y'all start to see each other on a different type of level. Like something that hurt you might hurt him not because y'all so close. So y'all can go in there and create instead of, oh, I made this beat Thursday. Let me send it to 5 different artists. Whoever sent the best track. Because I could tell when producers are really producing the records. You know what I'm saying? Because we used to be in the music and we like, bro, no, we hear something that somebody do, but we don't want nothing by no email or none of that. You got to create a beat for us because we used to like to co-produce it too. Like, so you would do the beat and I'd be like, turn that down. You know, we was getting our puff on, but that little part made a lot of sense once people heard the record back. But that only come from working with a Lynn Swan or Art Forrest. You working around all these greats, so your ears start to be different. You like, okay, turn that guitar up a little bit, only on that part, and that be the part that motherfuckers like, oh, when he turned the guitar up, and motherfuckers don't understand. If you just sending it back and forth, you might not catch that. You know what I'm saying?
And just developing records and ideas and finding the right voices to fit. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a chorus or background vocal, whatever.
Like we got to like just to like when you hear somebody's name and then you do your research on them. So I through our mutual acquaintance, you know what I'm saying, my dog T Cal and them. So I called T Cal. I'm like, yo, I called Nick. I say, yo, Nick, they were fun with people. Like, yeah. I'm like, man, yo, this nigga got crazy credits. Like, yo, man, what's up, man? Like, this nigga is crazy. Like, So Nick was like, yeah, they was fucking with him. I'm like, well, what happened? Like, he was like, they was doing their thing. I don't know. You got to call T Cal. You know what I'm saying? Give me that nigga number right now. You know what I'm saying? I called T Cal. I'm like, T Cal on the phone. You like, what up? I'm like, yo, man, I'm from with BpZy. He was like, yo, man, that nigga A1, like off the rip. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know. So when he got to really just talking about the situation, and I was like, "Yo, bro, well, why y'all shit ain't come out?" He was like, "Man, we was bullshit. I ain't gonna even lie to you, Sue." But he was like, "You know what?" He's like, "Ain't no love. You know, I love BpZy. BpZy got love for me." He's like, "But I know you gonna kill that shit." He's like, "I know y'all gonna be fooling." So from that, you know, once, you know, talking to my dogs and they telling me how nice of a dude this guy is, you know what I'm saying? So upon meeting him, I'm expecting to meet this nice dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm meeting
Right,
you
you already coming in.
yeah,
with
yeah, I'm
good
coming
energy.
in there with
Yeah.
good energy. So actually to sit down and kick it with the man and then see, you know, everything's matching up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot more that they don't even know is coming out to me. So
Yeah.
when you sitting around and you getting that vibe, and then what he's coming with is like, yo, man, this is right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
It's
This
just a feeling.
it's just
It's
a feeling.
time.
It's
It's time.
right.
It's
So
time.
Yeah.
like I told him, I was like, man, you know, look, dog, we not no funny motherfuckers, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't just fly by night with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Put that work in. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just trying to come in and say, yo, we got a BabyPaul beat, ha ha ha, and jump around and, you know,
We got a project. Fuck
yeah,
with
we
people.
got I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying, a whole another place to be at. You know, with this movement and with this form and how we moving. And then like when I played the records for him, like the first record we played for him was like One More Try. One More Try with featuring Alexis Salon. So when we played the record for him, you know, he was like, hold up. First of all, I like this beat. He's like, yo, okay, yeah, this producer aspect. I like this beat. Then the hook hit him. Okay, shit. Okay, who was old girl singing? Like, oh shit. Okay, all right.
Now your producer clicking.
Yeah,
You like,
he
I can
clicked.
hear her
We
on
sitting
this.
there.
I can hear her on. Yeah,
we sit,
yeah.
Me and Iconic over there sitting like, yo, okay, he
likes
fucking
it.
with it. Okay, all right, you know that's one step. We got the cha-cha going
Right.
on. You know what I'm saying? Let's
get
get
a
the
little
spin.
salsa going
Let's
on.
get the spin with it. You know, so you know the verses kick in, and you know we talking to him too. So he talking to us, but he blocking us out. It's
Listening
like
to the
he got a, you know how you had one of those blinders on. Like, yeah, I hear y'all, but
I'm trying to listen to this.
I'm trying to listen to
Right,
this.
but you deferring on you because you trying to see if he listening to the music.
Right. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah.
So he listened to it. So after he was like, you know what? Yeah, we could work. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
we
a
can
beautiful
work,
thing,
dog.
man. Because that's a beautiful thing.
And he interviewed us that night, put us on his radio show.
Yeah, because I
spent
do
the
a
record,
radio show at the FM station also, Grand Rapids.
spent the
Oh,
record.
we're gonna have to come up there.
Yeah.
What station?
97.3 FM.
Oh, okay.
Spent the record back to back, baby.
Yeah. Every Saturday, Untouchables Radio. Yep.
Okay, yeah, we gonna get the information for that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you could you just gave it out. Yeah, you know I'm saying personally though, so we can come up there and talk
Yeah,
about our
definitely,
show.
definitely.
Okay, so people normally ask producers, MCs, they top 5 rappers or whatever. I'm gonna ask you this. Yo, if you could make an EP out of every song that you ever produced, your top
would be on
7,
there?
what would be on there? Out of everything you ever produced.
7 songs?
Yeah, EP style. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
this was the
I'm glad you said that because a lot of people don't understand this whole Kanye wave. That's
Man,
not new.
come on.
Yeah, them
People
just
put out
EPs
EPs all the
all
time.
day. Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But okay, continue. If I did it in chronological order from early in my career to now, and I had to pick 7 songs.
Now, this is a disclaimer. Just because he don't pick your song, don't mean it ain't one of his favorites.
that's important to say that. Yeah. This is his EP that he would put together out of his songs.
Right. Probably Recognize off of Smith & Wesson. Then there's a song I did on the second Cocoa Brothers album I'm really proud of called Blown Away. It's Tech and Steel featuring Buckshot.
How that hook go?
He flipped the Tupac. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah. See, I got this like old radio, like this old station I be listening to. I think that be on there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's called Blown Away. If y'all missed it, it's on the Cocoa Brothers album, Rude Awakening, when they were forced to change their name from Smith & Wesson because the gun company threatened to sue them. Okay. They settled that years later so that they can continue working at Smith &
Oh yeah,
Wesson.
that's free promo. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They like, oh yeah, call y'all Smith & Wesson in the black community.
So that's 2 right there. I gotta fast forward because I wanted to be diverse, not just the same artist. So
Yeah.
probably Fat Joe, My World featuring Big Pun. Yeah, that's one of JJ's favorites. Wow. Disjourney Bill.
Yeah.
That's what, 4? That's 3 or 4.
That's 4. That's 4.
The Essence, that's 5.
These last 2, man. These last two. Because the reason I'm gonna tell you why I asked you this though, but after you pick your last 2.
All right. Gosh. There's a song I did with Pharoah Monch, Liven It Up. Yeah. That was on Next Friday soundtrack. It was actually intended, back when I was signed to Raucous, it was intended to be on Internal Affairs, Pharoah's first album. Yeah. But the music, the beat, I guess the record stood out so much, he was like, I'm not going to put it on the album. So Raucous is like,
that's the priority effect. That's dealing with priorities.
So because Next Friday was on priority, it's like, yo, we're going to put it on the Next Friday soundtrack. I make more money off of that soundtrack than if it was on Pharoah's album. Yeah. Salute, love Pharoah. But we still eating off of it though, so it's both our records. So.
All right, this your last record.
I'm gonna have to pick something brand new.
That's cool. That's cool.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to pick. Y'all hearing about this first? A song called "Blessings."
Yeah.
Featuring Supa Emcee.
Okay, so now we got something. Nice. Okay, now the reason I asked you that is because that was just a way of you running down your credits and you being able to pick what you like to do, and now people go hear that and they go back and they go realize that they've been fucking with you for so long. And they
ain't even know.
You know what I'm saying? They go realize that they've been fucking with you for so long and ain't even know. Right. So that's why I asked you that. And not a lot of producers. I mean, a lot of people produce, but those are all strong records. You know what I'm saying? Those are all strong records.
Appreciate it.
So before we get up out of here, we go this way. Just go ahead and get y'all social media. Let people know where they can find y'all, what y'all got looking coming up.
This is your girl, Alexis Alon, ALEXISALLON, Team Titan Records. We Iconic Management, Proven Records, on all social media. Also, you can check my website, www.alexisAlon.wix.com/Alon. You can see show dates, all of that. We got a show coming up July 7th at the Club Above in Ann Arbor. And we doing the 2x2 festival for Grimo Cypher in Ohio on the 28th of July. So those are important dates. If you can come out, mess with us. You can get tickets online. You can get them from us, whatever.
Google me. My name is SUPAEMCEE. When you Google that, I pop up. I pop up on everything. Then you could get the Instagram, you could get Twitters and all that. You know that.
Yeah, you just made it easy for
everybody. Yeah. Iconic Management Team, Titan DOE. You know what I'm saying? I just you know what it is. The team.
Yeah. Bang bang.
Bang. I go by the name of BabyPaul, aka BpZy, take your pick on one same dig. And basically, Divine Entertainment is the company. Shout out to E1 Music for supporting me the last couple of years, distributing my music. Find me online, babypaulmusic.com. That's BabyPaulmusic.com. Social media, BabyPaul, BpZy, all one word. You know, shout out to the Ebonics King E40 for the BpZy. That's the inspiration. That was before Yeezy, by the way. Yeah. I'm so ahead, but, I don't get the credit for it. It's all good.
Thanks, P, for working with us. Thank y'all, Double J's, for having us in this one.
Thank you, man.
BabyPaul is the GOAT.
Yeah, so what we always say, every connection start with an introduction. Get out there, start meeting some people. And
I want for my brother what I want for myself. That's for you, Jay.